We asked for your draft-related questions. You gave them to us. It's time to get them answered. We have our draft expert, Nolan Nawrocki, here to answer those for you. Nolan, let's start with the first question from Random Man 629. He had a couple of questions for us. Let's start with the first one. Who's overall just the best pure pass rusher in this year's draft?
To me, there's not a clear-cut top pass rusher. There are a number that really stand out for what they can do. Bruce Irvin from West Virginia, to me, has the best takeoff speed off the edge. Clearly the most explosive pass rusher in this draft. If you're looking for the guy that can beat blocks one-on-one, I think it's Melvin Ingram from South Carolina. Extremely athletic, really knows how to work around the edge, and really stands out for what he can do as a pass rusher.
You know Ingram's probably a first-round pick. Where do you see Irvin going?
If you just went strictly off what he can do as a rusher, I mean, there's a reason you can even think about him in the first, because you've got a number of character concerns, off-the-field incidents, intelligence issues. You add up all the factors, and I think he slides down to probably the third round, maybe the second.
The other question that Random Man had for us was about a steal in this year's draft. He wants to know who's the Tom Brady of the draft. Those are real easy to find. People find those all the time. But if you do have a name for us late in the draft, it's going to get taken, that may surprise some people. Who would it be?
I'm going to go with Louisiana Tech linebacker Adrian Cole. If you watch his tape, you just see him coming out of nowhere and lighting guys up in the backfield. He's a heat-seeking missile. He's just extremely explosive. Has some issues off the field that could even leave him undrafted, but I think once he gets on the field, he'll be a core special teams type of player, and he can make an immediate impact as a linebacker.
It's a name for you guys to remember. Keep it in mind as we get closer to the draft. Next question from Showtime 1 about the Cowboys. He said they addressed most of their needs in free agency, but if you're looking at them now in the draft, what positions do you think they need the most, and who are some guys that might fill those?
Well, even though they signed Brodney Poole, I still think they got to find a young, hammering safety on the back end. You look at what they did in free agency, they signed a lot of players, 7 or 8 signings recently, but I still think they need more depth at cornerback, and I think they got to find some more help on the defensive line.
Does that mean Mark Barron, a safety, a first-round pick?
That's very possible.
I guess it fills that safety role. New York Giants fan 127, you sent us a few questions. We appreciate that. Here's one of them being answered for you. He wants to know who's going to develop into the better wide receiver. 2 names we've heard a lot building up to this draft, Stephen Hill and Kendall Wright.
I think both of them have some pressing concerns that could affect their draft stock. Wouldn't be surprised to see both of them come off in the second round. To me, I think Kendall Wright's got better tape. He's more of a playmaker. He's more established as a player. But you look at the overall body of work, you look at Stephen Hill and how little he produced after the catch, and just overall how limited his production was. I think I got to go with Wright on this one.
People have so many questions about Hill because he did play in that offense that ran the ball so much at Georgia Tech. We'll just have to see what he translates to as a pro. Keep those questions coming. We'll keep the answers coming. And as always, you can look at all of our draft videos at youtube.com/profootballweekly.